Good morning, dear student. In today's class, we will discuss about the deformation of bar due to axial load and self weight. So let's start the class. Deformation of member due to axial load. If we have any rectangular bar like that, and the load is applied along the longitudinal axis of the bar, P magnitude of load is applied of a bar whose length is L meter and the cross sectional area is A. The cross sectional area of the bar is A. And the modulus of elasticity of the bar for the member is E. So, how much magnitude of deformation will occur on that particular bar due to these external load along the longitudinal axis, we will calculate here. Here L is length of bar, E is modulus of elasticity, A is cross sectional area which is same throughout the length, and P is axial load. Okay. So if we apply load, external load, the material will resist it, that means the stress will produce. So here the stress due to the external load P will be equal to, sigma will be equal to load by area. The load is P and area is A. Okay. And the strain will also generate in the bar. Strain epsilon will be equal to change in length divided by original length, and also by Hooke's law, strain is equal to sigma by E. Strain is equal to sigma by E. So that is the strain, same strain which is producing on a bar due to the same magnitude of load. Both the strain will be equal. So del L by L will be equal to sigma by E. We have to calculate deformation, change in dimension, longitudinal dimension, that is del L. So del L will be equal to sigma L divided by E. And sigma means what? Sigma means P by A. We will put the value of sigma here, that is P divided by A and L by E. That is the resultant deformation of a member PL divided by AE due to the axial loading. Okay. Here we can get the different type of situations. Case first, if we have a bar connected in series of same dimension of bar is same but the length is different. Okay. Suppose this is a bar connected in series pattern, that is the first bar whose length is L1, that is second bar whose length is L2, and that is third bar whose length is L3, and the cross sectional area is same here, that is cross sectional area which is same for every bar. Here A and also A, and modulus of elasticity is also same because the bar is of same material, E and E. And if we applied the external load on that series connected element, that is P, so we can calculate the resultant deformation of these series connected bar with the help of that formula. Okay. In that case, the deformation or deflection, resultant deflection will be equal to PL1 divided by AE plus PL2 divided by AE plus PL3 divided by AE. So we can calculate the resultant or overall deflection or deformation of that series connected bar with the help of this particular formula. We have to add on the individual deformation of bar with their signs. It may vary when the load nature will be different. For compressive load, the sign will be negative. Okay. And the second case, case number 2, if we have different number of n number of bar in series connection of different diameter and different length. Suppose this is the second bar and this is the third bar. Length of first one is L1, length of second one is L2, and the length of third one is L3. Area of first rod is A1 and modulus of elasticity is again E for all the bar, because the bar of different diameter of same material. Here the area is A2 and modulus of elasticity is E, and here the area is A3 and modulus of elasticity is E again. And if any external loading is applied in axial direction, that is important. We are discussing the condition here for axial loading. So if the axial load is applied for that situation, we can easily calculate the resultant or overall deflection or deformation of that arrangement, and that can be calculated with the help of the deflection or deformation del L resultant will be equal to we will add the individual deformation of each bar. Okay, so the deformation for of that bar will be equal to P L1 divided by A1 E, plus the deformation for the second bar will be equal to P L2 divided by A2 E, and for the third bar it will be equal to P L3 divided by A3 E. So we can calculate the overall deformation very easily by using the fundamental formula of axial load deformation. Okay. The next one is elongation or deformation of rectangular bar due to the self weight. Suppose we have a bar whose top end is fixed, rigidly fixed with a rigid support, and the bottom end is suspended. In that case, the bar will also extend or deform due to its self weight. Okay, the self weight will act in downward direction. Due to that particular self weight of bar, the bar will also deflect or elongate. And how much elongation will be here, we will calculate. Okay, so here suppose length of bar is L, cross sectional area is A, and that is uniform bar. It may be circular or rectangular, but the cross sectional area is uniform throughout the length. So we have to calculate the deformation of that bar due to self weight. Here W is self weight which will act in downward direction, L is length, initial length, and A is cross sectional area which will be same throughout the length. We have to calculate the deformation of that particular bar. For that we will take a strip of dx thickness. The thickness of strip is dx, and which is at a distance x from the bottom end. So we have considered an strip of dx thickness at a distance of x from the bottom end, and the bar consists infinite number of such type of strips. The bar is made by the infinite number of such type of strips. So first of all we will study a single strip. After that we will include all over the bar. Okay. So if we draw the strip here, that is the strip whose thickness is dx, and in that particular strip the self weight will act in downward due to that portion of rod of length x will apply weight on that particular strip, and the weight suppose that is Wx, and same magnitude, same amount of weight or load, equivalent load or resistant load will act on upward direction to maintain it on equilibrium, that is Wx. So first of all we will calculate the deformation of that individual strip, and that is a case of axial load deformation. Okay, so deformation of strip del strip. The deformation, axial deformation is PL by AE. PL means, here P means W, Wx, and L means x, sorry dx, dx divided by A. A is same for throughout the length, AE. The standard formula is del L equal to PL divided by AE. P means W, L means dx, here the length of the strip is dx, and A area, that is A, and E is E, modulus of elasticity. If we put the value of W, Wx means W equal to m into G, that is mx into G, that value will be equal to mx G dx divided by AE. Again here we get del strip equal to mx G dx divided by AE. As m equal to, we will put the value of m here. For that we should keep in mind two type of parameter here. First one is mass density, that is rho. Mass density is mass by volume, and second one is weight density, that is weight by volume, and also that will be equal to rho into G. That is the relation between mass density and weight density. Weight density is equal to rho into G. We will use these two parameter formula here. So in the place of mass we can put m equal to rho into V. So here del strip will be equal to rho and V, especially here for the strip the weight due to the volume of x length of bar, the volume of x length of bar will act here. So that will be equal to rho Vx, and also we have G dx divided by AE. Rho into G will be equal to gamma. So that will be equal to gamma Vx dx divided by AE. Again what will be Vx, volume is equal to area into length. We will consider here volume of such amount of bar. Okay, the volume will be equal to area means A, length means x. Vx will be equal to A into x. Okay, so here we will get del strip equal to gamma, in the place of Vx we can put A into x dx divided by AE. A will be cancelled out, and we will get del strip equal to gamma by E x dx. That is the deformation of that particular strip. As we know, the bar consists infinite number of such type of strip. If we add the deformation of such type of strip of infinite number of numbers, we will get the overall deformation. Okay, so if we add the deformation of such type of infinite number of strips, we can add or we can integrate within the limit of the bar, and the limit of bar is 0 to L. For calculating total deformation of bar, that will be equal to deformation of strip integrated 0 to L. So So del total will be equal to 0 to L gamma by E x dx, that is the deformation of a strip. Gamma by E is constant, we can put them outside. Gamma by E integration 0 to L x dx. Gamma by E integration of x will be equal to x square by 2 and the limits are 0 to L. If we put the limit, the value will be gamma by E and x L square by 2. So the del total will be equal to gamma L square divided by 2e. That is the standard formula for the deformation of a rod due to its self weight. Whether the rod is rectangular or circular or triangular, the formula will be same. If the cross sectional area is uniform throughout the length, the same formula we will get for the deformation of that particular rod. Here we can convert the formula in terms of weight, that is the formula in terms of gamma. We can also convert the formula in terms of weight as W equal to mg. M means rho into V into G, mass equal to density into volume. Rho into G means gamma and volume of rod will be equal to area into length, area of rod into length of rod. So here we can get gamma equal to W divided by AL. If we put the value of gamma in place of gamma in that equation, we will get the del total in terms of W. So del total will be equal to, in the place of gamma we will put W by AL, and here we also have L square divided by 2E. L will be cancelled out, and here the del total will be equal to WL by 2AE. That is the same formula but in terms of weight. If we have the weight of the member or bar, we can directly calculate the total deformation by putting the value of weight, and if we have density, we can put the density here and calculate the overall deformation due to the self weight. We can use any formula as per the data given, right? So by adopting that process, we can calculate the deformation of a bar due to self weight. That's all for today. Thank you.